From the depths of winter in the dark north to the slightly more south, we bring you Deceptive Reality with Nick and
with Bert. What's going on?
Bert.
What's happening, folks?
Oh, not too much. Not too much. You know, I just realized that there's a secret I've been keeping from you.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I'm sure you've noticed.
Uh-huh.
But I've decided to protest winter, and I've not been cutting my beard at all.
I did notice
some time.
You're looking pretty full there, Nick.
Like, look how long that is. I could put this in a dwarf braid.
You could hide one of those little chicks.
Oh, like Peter Griffin did?
Yeah. And it just comes out and goes.
It's quite scraggly, but I'm not getting rid of it until I can see the ground again.
You need it for the snow, Nick.
Yeah, it's awful, dude. It is awful.
I know for us, this is horrible. It's nowhere comparable to you, for sure. Which reminds me, last week, for anyone that listened to saw last week's podcast, I'm going to apologize. I uploaded a video that had me coughing through part of it. Nick didn't hear it because he was muted, but I've since corrected it. So if you didn't hear that version, you're welcome.
Oh, that was only in the video version.
Yes.
Because I did not hear a darn thing when I listened through the audio once. I was like, man, he did this so good. And when you start talking about it now,
yeah,
I'm like, what's he talking about?
Yeah, the audio was clean. The video, because of the way that I edit, the video was not clean. I think I even blew my nose in like one section. So,
oh, no.
Yeah. I think my mom even had like a tally of things. I'm like, okay, well, the other video's going up. Just stop telling me about these things. So,
how long was Zack Snyder's uncut version out for before you figured it out?
I think it's like one day.
Oh, okay. That's not too bad.
No,
it's just behind the scenes material. That's all.
Exactly. Also, my camera was not featured on the first video at all. It was just Nick. It was Nick the entire video.
Oh, no, that's even worse. I'd rather you coughing and sneezing than people having to stare at me for an hour.
Yeah, it was horrible. It was pretty bad. The amount of huffing and puffing and wheezing I had going on. But listen, I'm all good now. I'm basically healed.
Yeah, just listen to him.
Yeah, I'm basically like a new man. I'm still nasally, but listen, you guys can deal with that one. Speaking of dealing with... remember back in the old days, Nick, one of our favorite television shows was Unsolved Mystery.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And our boy Robert Stack.
I didn't know if you were waiting for me to guess or not, because that was the only thing that came to mind.
X-Files. We could have went X-Files.
Yeah. I mean, I was into X-Files, but it's no Unsolved Mysteries.
It's no Unsolved Mysteries. That's right, Nick. Well, I found a story that gave me Unsolved Mystery vibes to the point to where I want to tell it and pay a little homage to Robert Stack just in the beginning. I'm not going to do the entire thing. I just want to start it that way.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's good enough. Let's see if it gives us the vibes.
I mean, I don't have the Robert Stack voice. Okay. Let's be honest. I don't have that. But I want to tell it the way he would have started telling it.
Okay, I'm interested.
Are you ready for a mystery?
Cue music.
Rockingham County, North Carolina. Eden. A quiet place where stories do not arrive with sirens. They arrive with whispers, and they stay for decades. In December of 2001, a woman named Michelle Hundley Smith, 38 years old, left her home in Eden for what sounded like an ordinary plan. Christmas shopping. Her destination was a Kmart in Martinsville, Virginia, just across the state line. Kmart, a detail that feels small until you realize what it really is. A timestamp Because you see, this case begins in a world that barely exists anymore. A world of landlines, paper receipts, and few cameras. A world where you could still disappear in spaces between systems and stay there. Whew.
Oh, yeah, you had the vibe.
Oh, yeah. I just didn't have the voice. I want the voice so bad, Nick, but it is what it is.
Hearing it, you reading it like that, thinking Unsolved Mysteries, I also think that he must have took some inspiration from the Twilight Zone.
Kind of. That was always the vibe he gave me.
Yeah, exactly. Like it has that same kind of opening as they would have.
Yes. You know, this story, I thought it was pretty interesting. There was an update to this story recently, and I feel like we're going to go through a couple of different twists and turns, and you're going to be like, what? But until we get to that point, the long and short of it is, it's basically right before December of 2001 is where the story begins. And the woman is this Michelle Hundley Smith. She was 38 years old. She was married. She had 3 kids. The kids was a 19-year-old daughter, a 14-year-old daughter, and an 8-year-old son. Now, just kind of like that opening that I gave, she was headed to do some Christmas shopping, and she was doing it right across literally into the next state. So where she lived wasn't super far away, and it was to a Kmart. Did you guys have Kmarts in Canada, Nick?
We did. And when you first mentioned that, it brought back a lot of memories because we've not had them for a long time now.
Yeah. I think they're mostly closed.
Yeah, I remember ours was in the mall back when malls were like a cool place to be.
Yep.
And I remember, wow, I'm really dating myself here, but I love going into Kmart and going to the electronics section, which was right in the middle of the store.
Yep.
And looking at Atari 2600 games.
Oh, yeah.
Oof, that's all. But then, after we got done looking at that, my grandmother, my mom, whatever, would always take us to the back of the store where they had that little restaurant diner thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember it just like those old-fashioned diners where like everything as the style of the time had like chrome around the seats, chrome around the tables, all that kind of stuff. And then they brought you the most iconic white people food that there ever was.
I'm surprised you didn't mention the one thing that I remember Kmart for the most.
What's that?
Attention shoppers, blue light special going on now.
It's funny. I was watching a video about Kmart and I heard that, and I'd always hear that as a kid, but I didn't understand what's going on. So it was sort of the back of my mind.
Yeah.
But yeah, people would run to different parts of the store for that.
I remember Kmart. There was a Kmart not far from where I lived. I guess it was a little town. It was called Washington Courthouse, Ohio. And they had a Kmart. Now I think it's, I don't know what it is now, but it was right there beside a restaurant. And when you walked in the front doors, it had the full glass front, and then the registers would be on the left. And then there was I feel like there was like a little counter right there, but the toys was to the left. And I always remember the toys. We used to look at Nintendo games there, but it was Nintendo versus the Atari.
Yeah, I think my story's a bit older than your story.
Maybe just a little bit, Nick.
Yeah.
But yeah, Kmart really brought back some memories. So she was going to Kmart to do a little bit of Christmas shopping. And, you know, I'd be curious of all of our listeners, how many was around for a Kmart? Who's walked into a Kmart and who didn't even know such a thing existed? That's what I would love to know. But
that's going to be an age divide, I think.
Yeah, but
that's going to be.
Think about it. Some of our listeners probably has no clue what a Kmart is.
Yeah, exactly.
Like no young concept. People. Exactly. Them young folks. There was a Kmart, I think it was maybe 2014, 2015, maybe. And it was the only Kmart that I knew of in Ohio. And I want to say it was like out of Circleville, Ohio, or near Circleville or someplace like that. But I remembered I stopped because I was like, holy smokes, there's a Kmart. And I was shocked.
Was it just like you remembered?
No. They had changed
No.
it so much. I think they had like a grocery store in there. And I'm like,
Oh, we never had that in ours.
we didn't either in the old days, but this newer version, I'm like, that ain't no Kmart. That's a cheap Walmart.
Yeah. That's exactly what you can't recapture it. You can't sell things like they sold in Kmart now. You can't do it that way anymore. You haven't got that captive audience.
Correct. It reminds me of that other store that I used to love as a kid, Radio Shack.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Radio Shack.
That's been a while. It changed in Canada. It changed to the Source for a bit.
Correct.
Yeah, but I think that's gone too now. I'm not sure.
Yeah, Radio Shack, they're bringing it back. There's I forget what country bought it. And now they're coming back, but not exactly the same. So, I don't know. Back when I was a kid, it's just a whole bunch of overpriced stuff that you couldn't find anywhere else, but it was overpriced like no tomorrow.
I think in my entire life, I probably bought like 3 things from Radio Shack because it was just so wildly expensive.
My uncle loved Radio Shack. He would get the catalogs. He would catalog all the stuff, and then he would buy like everything from there. But he had the coolest things. I'm like, man, that's so freaking cool. I want to be able to afford a Radio Shack one day. And look at them now. They're gone. They're not around anymore.
I know. Actually, I do have one funny story about Radio Shack, and this is in its final days. But my friend Jen, who I talked to about quite a bit, she needed a keyboard. So we went there and she found one on the shelves, and it was marked at like $33. Nice keyboard. And I'm like, oh, you should definitely get that one.
Oh, yeah.
So she goes up to the front, and the guy is like, oh, this was marked incorrectly. It's really 60 something. And she's like, no. Don't tell me that. I know what it was marked. I can show you right now.
Yeah.
And she's sort of like, she don't put up with any guff from people.
That's right.
So after arguing a bit, the guy's like, oh, okay, it's $33. And she's like, fantastic. I'm buying 3.
That's solid.
I imagine the store was getting near the end at that point too. So the guy's like, yeah, okay, whatever. Just get out of here.
Just get out of the store. Don't ever come back. Yeah.
Yeah. That's the last 3 things they sold.
It's crazy. Well, that's the beauty of some of the nostalgia places, Kmart included. And if you think about it, like here's this lady, she's going to Kmart. It's December of 2001. So think about it. It was like the old brick phones. There was not really, like there was probably pay phones back then, but like cell phones wouldn't have been normal.
No.
Pagers maybe.
Not here especially.
Yeah, it's so weird to think about it now because of course we've got all this technology but for you younger folks, like there was pay phones. You would drop a quarter in and you could use a pay phone or, but here's the thing. She went to Kmart on December 9th. She told her husband that she was going to go Christmas shopping for the kids and she never came back.
Oh,
and this is
not good.
This is kind of where the story turns into a little bit of a mystery because you see, back then, the early hours of a disappearance, especially if you watch like, even now, like 48 hours or someplace like that, it's literally those first 48 hours are by far the most important time frames of any of that kind of stuff. So,
yeah, they say if they don't find some in the first 48 hours, that they generally don't find them alive.
Right. Correct. Now, the story's about to take a kind of a weird turn. So, according to investigators, she left on December 9th of 2001, and she was not reported missing until December 31st of 2001.
Wait, what was the date in between?
So it went from December 9th when she left the house to December 31st is when her husband reported her missing.
Oh, okay.
Now, here's the thing. Now, if you have a family, you have kids, if your spouse was to, I don't know, leave to go to Starbucks and they never came back home, how long would you wait before you reported them missing? Now, I know 2001 is different than nowadays. I understand that part.
Right. Oh, boy, I would say, honestly, it would be less than 24 hours. If I was expecting a family member and they were like even a couple hours late, I'd exhaust my resources.
Yeah.
And then probably an hour after that, I'd be calling
Well-
someone, you know?
Well, remember, now this is where it gets complicated. And this is why I'm bringing this up. Devil's advocate.
Mhm.
Back in 2001, you would have been calling people on their landline.
Right.
They're
Which
going to
they'd
be
never
working. Yeah. So how hard would it be to get in touch with people to even see if you know where your spouse or significant other's at?
Mm.
So, but December 9th to December 31st, that seems like a pretty long period to not report somebody missing.
Yeah. Well, that's why I had a double take there. That's way too long.
Yeah.
Way too long. Unless I had a weird history of just dipping out for a couple days.
But she had 3 kids. That's the part that's wild. Like, she legit had a 19-year-old, a 14-year-old, and an 8-year-old son.
Hmm.
So obviously we don't know what's going on inside the house. We don't know what was said, what was assumed, if they was arguing. We don't know what was feared. We don't know if the family thought maybe she was someplace else, or we don't know any of this because there's not a lot of information about this case anymore. And this case was actually on Dateline, and you can't even find the episode now.
Oh, really?
Yes. Now, here's what we do know. When they went to investigate the house, because you have to remember, once somebody's reported missing, they generally start investigating all the resources, multiple agencies start jumping in, different teams, different leads. A lot of that time they would go, and I think in this case, they went and knocked on people's doors and investigated all the family members. So they did all that. But what they found was when they got to the house, there was nothing that was unordinary. No foul play. She didn't take anything additional from the house, though.
Hmm.
So she would have left with just her person, probably her purse. Like nothing extra was taken at all.
Yeah, I hear that on stories a lot in cases.
Yes.
And as soon as I hear that, I'm like, not good.
Not good.
Because if someone's going to go someplace for a fair amount of time, you can count on one thing, that they might not take a ton of stuff they own,
Right.
but they'll always take a little bit of luggage.
Luggage, some money, extra clothes.
Right. So they're going to take something.
Correct. So the investigators, they do their investigation. They thought it was a little weird that the husband didn't report her missing literally until New Year's Eve. So it went through Christmas Day and it didn't get reported until New Year's Eve. Now, you got to understand, days turn into weeks, weeks turn into months, months turn into years. Obviously, the world had a significant technology boom. You know, phones.
Oh, yeah.
They started becoming trackers. Store had camera grids all over the place. Payment systems was basically footprints. The internet, it became a permanent memory. Like nowadays, it would be very hard for somebody to disappear and somebody not know, at least up until the last moment, where they was. Because like they even went to the Kmart. There was no receipts where she had bought anything at Kmart, but there was also no cameras.
Right.
So for them, they didn't know if she didn't make it or if she did make it but didn't buy anything. But the assumption was she didn't even make it to the Kmart. Now,
when do you think we started getting security cameras?
That's a great question. I don't know.
Like, I feel like they sort of just phased into existence so gradually that I don't know when that happened.
Here's the thing. I worked at Toys R Us back in the day, and we had very low class security cameras, but like you wouldn't know who someone was. You'd have to look at their clothing and go, you stole it. You're still wearing this. And this is clearly you. But most of the criminals we had were so stupid. You didn't need a camera. Like, I don't know if you remember, but at Toys R Us, they used to have those big, huge metal barriers, and we would put all of our gaming systems inside those metal barriers.
Right.
So when someone would buy one, they would bring a slip up. We would take our key and unlock it, get the system out, hand it to them, and then go on. A guy one time grabbed the barrier and got stuck in the doorway trying to pull it through the doors.
Oh my God. That is dumb.
I don't know where he was planning on going with it, but it's like, even if you got it outside, they're in a metal barrier. You would have had to have cut through it.
Right.
And do you think the cops aren't going to be there by the time that you got it through the door? Like,
yeah.
And we had a security team there. It's like, I don't know what your plan was, but it was a horrible plan.
Do you know what most stores do now when someone's stealing something?
I don't know.
They let them go.
Really?
Yep. Most stores, they tell all their employees not to stop people if they're stealing. It's not worth it. Just let them go.
I know there's an interesting thing that Target does. Apparently, Target has one of the most impressive security systems. They take video of you, but if you're ever seen again on another video, it has some type of recognition. When you pay with your card, they pursue you legally through your card and other videos of you shoplifting.
I don't know if this is the same in America, but in Canada, you fall into a different class of crime when your amount is over like $1,000.
Yes.
So what Walmart does is they let you steal, and most of that happens through the self-checkout.
Yep.
But it records you every time, and it records the amount that you're stealing from however they do it. And they let you do it until you become a felony thief.
They're just waiting.
And then they get you. Yeah, they're waiting.
So surprisingly enough, I looked up when the security cameras come out and used in stores. In 1949, the first commercial CCTV system, Vericon, was introduced in the U.S. Wasn't widely used. In 68, in New York, was the first U.S. city to install video surveillance for crime control on the main streets. 69 was the first patent pending for home security. 1970s, the advent of VCRs made recording surveillance footage practical, leading to it to be commonly used in banks, stores, and for crime prevention. So 1970s.
So before I was even known.
Yes.
That was the thing.
1990s through 2000s, which it'd be basically when we're talking, digital video recorders, DVRs, replaced tapes, and the first IP cameras was in 1996.
And when was this again?
2001. So it's probably similar to like when I was at Toys R Us, where the cameras were in use, but not necessarily practical.
So here's a thought before we go on, and this is related directly to the case.
Yep.
So what was the time frame, one more time? And I'm sorry I asked this before, between the disappearance and the report.
So it was December 9th is when she left to go to Kmart.
Right.
And they reported her New Year's Eve on December 31st.
So I can tell you exactly why they wouldn't have had video of that.
Why?
Because the media back then
Mm-hmm.
wasn't massive. So
Oh,
after a
yeah.
certain number of days, it would overwrite the old stuff. And I can't help but wonder if, well, I don't know how the story's going to turn out, but if it was the person who reported it, they might have known that.
In which it was her husband. Her husband's who reported her on December 31st.
Yeah. I'm theorizing far ahead into the future now. I should wait my turn. Wait my turn.
Well, it was interesting because they built a web page trying to
Mhm.
find her. They invested a lot. They started doing the television shows, like I mentioned, Dateline being one of them, where they talked about who she was as her mom and her kids. They put out a reward. She was gone. Could not find her. They looked, and honestly, there was no updates. Nothing that was reported. Basically, everyone gave up. They started suspecting the husband for foul play. And
Which is kind of what I've done.
Many in the city thought for sure he had to be the person behind it. He reported the crime. It took too long. Said that he was the last one to see her. Now all of a sudden she's gone. Her car was never found. So the car she left in was never found. There was no additional stuff taken. Many thought that he was clearly the one. The sheriff's department came in, interviewed him, and dropped him as a suspect because they said there was not enough information to hold him basically as a potential criminal in the activity.
Right.
We just had an update this week within the last 7 days.
This week?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Breaking news. This is exciting.
Breaking news. So, in fact, February 19th is when our update is from. There was new information that was found about the disappearance of our young lady. Michelle Hundley Smith. There was information she was still alive and living in the same state in a city nearby.
What? That's crazy.
They went to investigate and verified it was her. 100%.
Wow. What did she have to say for herself? Just tired of the kids and husband experience?
The sheriff said that she requested that no information be given about her whereabouts or why she left, but that she was fine and everyone should just move on.
Is her husband still alive?
Well, here's the thing. They don't tell a lot about the family.
Right.
The only information I can find online about most of this is through her middle daughter that was 14 at the time. So now she would have been, let me see. So 24 years went by. So she would now be what, 38? No. She was 14 and 24 years. So.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. 38.
Yeah. So she had that Facebook. She's been following that Facebook every year. She puts updates trying to find her mom. And her name's Amanda. And she refers to her dad in present tense. So the thought is he's still alive, but the other kids' names are not there. The only reason that Amanda's in the spotlight's because she upkeeps that webpage and Facebook and all that, trying to find her mom. Now, can you imagine these kids, right? You've got the oldest was 19. 24 years later. Could you imagine being 43 and finding out your mom is still alive?
I'd be a little sad, ticked off. Like,
Yes.
All this stuff.
Her-
And doesn't want to be contacted even after all this time.
Her middle daughter said in a post, because she had to close out all the websites talking about her mom and trying to find her mom, she said that she was in a level of excitement, a level of sadness because her mom just left her.
Right.
A portion of her was extremely mad and infuriated. And her only hope is that one day her mom will come back and explain why and try to rekindle that relationship in some regard.
Man, I don't know if I should say what I'm going to say here. I wouldn't hold my breath at this point.
No.
Like, I really wouldn't. And I'll tell you, if I was the father, and let's say I wasn't secretly some evil dude,
Yeah.
I'd be like, you owe me child support. Lady,
For sure.
A lot of it.
For sure. Think about it. He was looked at as a criminal in the town that they lived in.
Yeah.
Not only a criminal, we're talking someone who murdered his wife.
Right. And I'll bet you there's still people to this day who think that if they haven't heard this news.
Think about it this way. He goes out to date again because she's gone.
Mm-hmm.
You can't date him. He killed his last wife.
Yeah. People would be saying that.
100%. This is the guy whose wife disappeared, couldn't find the car.
Right.
Everything was still in the house. She didn't take anything extra.
Mm-hmm.
You can't tell me, just like what you and I said, she's dead.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, up until you gave the update, I assumed it was the guy who killed her.
Correct. Could you imagine?
I'm so ticked. And the fact that she didn't even go very far.
Yeah, she was only a few
Like,
cities over. She wasn't super far away. Same state.
man, that's a miracle she got away with it for that long.
24 years. And the only reason that they found out was a new tip came in. And here's the thing. She had stated, apparently to the sheriff said that there was domestic stuff going on inside the house.
Okay. See, I'd wondered about that.
Now, here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
If there was really domestic going on inside the house,
Mm-hmm.
would you leave your 3 kids with this domestic abuser?
Hell no.
No way.
No.
I wouldn't.
So, would they say there was domestic stuff going on? Who's saying that? Like, does the police have? Oh, okay.
She did.
So there's probably no police reports to back that up. Or
There's reports, but they've
anything
been
like that.
officially held back from the public per her request.
Per her request.
Yeah.
Okay.
She doesn't want anyone to know the alias that she's going by, doesn't want anyone to know where she lives, doesn't want anyone to understand the details of why she said she left, but it was domestic. Yeah. Now, again, you ruin this guy's life with these 3 kids, ruin, and think about how long these kids have dealt with the mental anguish of, is my mom still alive? Did my dad kill my mom? Which is what everyone's accusing him of.
Mm-hmm.
How in their head screwed up are they?
Well, now they're probably like, why would she leave us like that? Like, were we bad kids or something like that?
Correct.
Like, what? I'm sorry. What an evil, evil person.
Yeah. I said worse than that before the podcast.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. I mean,
evil, insert
like
B
that.
word here.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
Like, oh man, I'd be furious.
100%. I couldn't
Imagine
believe.
That guy's probably like, I wish they would have took me to trial for this.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because then they can't take you twice.
Think about it though. How bad did it screw up his life? You're going to job interviews, and anyone in that town is going to know, oh, that's a guy that they thought maybe killed his wife.
Yeah, I don't need that on my insurance,
Good luck dating anybody. Good luck anyone wanting to come over to your house if you got like young kids and the friends wanting to come over. Like you legit screwed up 4 people's lives for what?
Mm-hmm.
For why?
For we'll never know. We'll never know. I imagine, there's just selfish people out there. is all it is.
That blows my
I can't
mind,
say
though.
for sure that's the case, but like you said, would you leave your kids in a bad situation?
No.
And and let's say you did do that, all these years later, you have an opportunity that won't hurt you at all
Right.
to set their minds at ease, and you're just like, you know what? Nah.
Right. That's
Yeah.
why I stood back and I said, you know what? I don't think it was domestic because she has every opportunity now to where her and her husband separated. Right. They're grown adults now. The youngest was 8,
right,
24 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
So at this point, even he is 32 years old.
Right. So,
I mean,
give him some peace of mind.
Think about that. From 8 years old to 32 years old, you question, did your dad kill your mom?
Right. Because it would always be somewhere. Like, no matter how much you love
in the back of your mind,
a person, you can never be sure exactly what's going on.
Because that's weird details. She didn't take anything extra. She was going to go Christmas shopping on the 9th. They never found the car.
Well, clearly she never contacted her biological parents again.
Right.
Or her cousins or brothers or sisters. She's just completely dipped out of life.
Completely. In which, in the post was some of her nieces, nephews, cousins. So people still alive that this would have impacted. Like, this wasn't just the kids. And, you figure she was 38. Let's say your parents had her at 20. Well, I don't know, but let's say that's 58.
Yeah.
And then 27. Could they still be alive? Maybe. Maybe not.
But at the time, they probably were.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, for sure. The odds are probably good, that they could have still been alive. So it's like, you didn't even stick around for your parents.
Yeah, that would be, if you had any kind of relationship with them at all, you'd think that would be who you'd go to if you were having domestic problems.
You would think. What a crazy story.
There, either that person is absolutely deranged, or there's something so much more going on here that we can't even guess at.
Correct. When I saw this story, I said, I have to tell this story because it's nostalgic. Because you have things that don't even exist anymore. People that's hearing this story and finding out there's an update and she's still alive. I mean, she left when she was 38. So now she's 62?
Yeah. And still can't do the right thing.
Still can't do the right thing.
62 years old, never learned a thing.
Right.
Her whole life.
And if I'm a betting man, I bet she moved on to a new family, new things. And it's like, what a crazy freaking thing. And how sad for that family. So
she must have changed her name.
I would assume.
Changed all her identity papers.
Probably so.
Like, I think it's hard to live under an assumed identity
nowadays, but remember, this was 2001.
That is true. Probably real easy to falsify a lot of that.
Because even credit cards wasn't a big deal back then.
Yeah. Well, think about this. How long was she preparing that before she did it?
Oh, for sure. But think about how
before Christmas.
That's what I was just getting ready to say. How cold-hearted to do it right before Christmas too.
Yeah. Like, that whole family, the kids especially, but like all of them really.
Right.
Like, that's awful. That's awful. I hope you don't take any enjoyment from podcasts, but if you do and you happen to hear this, you're awful.
You're a horrific individual.
Awful. Awful.
I don't care what she says. If she ever listened to this or even a segment of this and she goes, it's domestic. If it was domestic, you wouldn't have left your kids there, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I
wouldn't think so.
You wouldn't have been cold-hearted enough to do it before Christmas. And you sure as hell wouldn't today, when everyone's at the age they're at, say, no, I don't want to have any kind of contact. That doesn't fit domestic at this point.
For real. Like, I mean, there's tons of people who essentially abandon their families. Like, they just go live their own separate lives, but they don't just disappear and let people think that they're.
No.
Because clearly she heard what was going on. Like, she knew that they were investigating her husband for murdering her. She could have called the cops and said, you know, I'm fine, but I don't want to be found.
Right.
So she let him go through that.
Correct.
Yeah. No, I don't know. Again, I don't know what kind of person he was, but if he was really awful, I don't think the kids would have been left there.
I'm not saying the guy's an angel, but I'm saying
Yeah.
the story doesn't align very well for her at all.
Right. But also, we don't know. Maybe he is an angel.
He could be.
Like, we don't know enough.
We do not
to say that.
And we never will.
Yeah.
That's just, unless something comes out. Now, understand, I looked for people telling this story. I think we are probably the podcast that has done it the longest.
Oh, really?
Yeah. There's only shorts being made about it right now.
Okay.
And the shorts that tell it,
floor, baby.
Yeah, that's it. There was one video that I watched that was 20. I didn't watch all of it. I couldn't handle it. It was all wrote by AI with an AI voice and AI pictures and videos.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, is there any information this person has that I don't have? But the entire thing was, and this is the story of blah, blah, blah. And she was found in the small town of fill in the blank town. And in this town is where people go and they're oftentimes not found. And the trees stand tall upon the hill and people look down upon the road. So continuing with the story, there's these 3 kids aged these 3 ages. Now, as anyone would know, for a 19-year-old child, this would be a very traumatic experience. That, like, it tells you everything but the freaking story, which I hate.
And it goes in circles a lot, I find.
It
those
does.
Kind of things.
Here's the thing. When I'm talking about a mystery of someone disappearing, I don't give a damn about the tree line and the cars that's driving below the tree line, or how this dramatically affects the growth spurs of a child at the age of 19 and what that does to them future. I just tell me the damn story. Don't tell me everything else.
Like that stuff's important if you're reading a storybook. But essentially, if you're trying to retell a story and you don't know all these things, you're just inserting lies in there. You don't know if the trees were swaying. And
here's how I look at it. That to me is what I call filler. Not like at the beginning of our podcast, I tried to do it like Robert Stack. Robert Stack had fillers, so did Twilight Zone. You can do that in the beginning, but you can't do it for like long, super long periods of time. Like no one wants to. This will give you a clue. I tried my best to listen to the entire video because I want to see, is there something that was told here that I don't know? And it was the longest one. The video was 25 minutes and I made it through 4 minutes and 25 seconds. And I had to turn it off.
Very good in that format.
I could not take it anymore. I just flat out could not take it anymore. I'm sorry. Yeah. 25 minutes and 18 seconds. I made it 4 minutes and 25 seconds. And there's only been 47 views in 17 hours. So they put it out 17 hours ago.
I'm getting kind of the end of my enjoyment of that kind of thing. Like I can't really handle that anymore.
Here's the thing. I think that AI is a tool and it's a great tool, especially if you use it for like deep research. But people are using it to retell these stories. And I think we all gravitated that way for a minute because we're like, man, this is a cool way to tell a story and probably extend it. And it sounds more dramatic and stuff. But the problem is it's regurgitated over and over and over and over so many times that it's like, I don't want to hear it anymore. Just get to the freaking story.
Yeah, it's the speech patterns that bother me
Yeah.
because it's always the same things. It's like, this isn't this. It's not this. It's not this. It's this. I hate
Correct.
hearing that now. Like, don't tell me all
Yeah.
the things it's not. Tell me what it is.
That's the
Right?
thing. It's do you talk to your AI very much, Nick? Like the voice feature thing?
Not super often, but once in a while I do. But I've given it instructions like I'm like, don't talk to me this way. I don't like it. Remember
Yeah.
that.
That's what I was just getting ready to ask, because it does some of that annoying stuff.
Yeah.
And I've also made mine to where it's pretty direct and it gets straight to the point.
Mm.
Write a narration for like a prime example. If I was to ask it to write a narration for this story, you know what? I don't even need to do it. I can legit go to the transcript for the video I just watched, because that was all AI. Legit, this is how it started. She told her family that she was going Christmas shopping. She vanished for nearly a quarter of a century. No ransom call, no body, no confirmed sighting, no goodbye. For 24 long years, 3 children grew up without believing that their mother was either dead or had chosen to abandon them. Detectives chased whispers across state lines and faced ages of missing people flyer reports. No, they didn't. I mean, they probably did. But here's the thing. It's like, good night, man.
I know.
It just can't write good stories. And I've not found a way to do it. I do a lot of deep research though. Like I did deep research on this, and then I had it do the accolades, and then I checked all the accolades to make sure they was there. But yeah, like here's a
Be
great,
careful.
I asked it to write an intro for this thing, and it says, tonight we have the privilege of recognizing someone who leads from both strength and heart. So what?
Who?
Michelle.
Who in that story was doing that?
Yeah.
What?
This is what I'm saying.
Okay, yeah, I don't like that.
That's what I'm saying. Could you imagine just having it write everything? But some of these channels do. They do.
Yeah.
They do. They need to stop though. I call that AI slop.
Yeah, it's just like the shovelware on Steam, like we talked about before.
Correct.
But there's people on TikTok. I see videos all the time of teaching others how to make this slop because it gets views.
Oh yeah.
And on TikTok, I don't think they care how long you view something. It's just like if it gets viewed, it counts.
Correct. Like here's a great example. This channel, relatively new, 21 subscribers. It opened January 5th of this year. Since January 5th, they've uploaded 24 videos, 18 views, 5 views, 13 views, 3 views, 16, 6, 8, 13, 1, 9, 5, 12, 86, 19. So it's like it's getting some stuff, some traction. Like the story we just told is one of that's the highest number of views they've ever had at 86 views. But it's like, I don't know. They need to. It's fine if you want to use an AI voice, use a better one than the one that sounds fake, and write the story. Let AI give you some information, but rewrite it. Like when I think of storytelling now, like I think of like the Y Files, or who's the cat that tells it, Mr. Ballin?
Yeah. You got me to watch some of his stuff.
Yeah, he just tells it. He just tells it like he's telling, an average stranger that he runs into. And I think that's what we'll end up going to at some point.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know.
People want to hear stories from people.
Right.
That's what it is. But you've kind of, with your story, you've kind of inspired me. I'm pivoting off what I told you I wanted to talk about.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Because I was clicking through my little case files
Yeah.
that I wanted to bring up sometimes, and I found one that's really, really pivots off this.
Okay. I
So
want to hear it.
before I even get into it's not even so much a story, it's a phenomenon.
Okay.
And I want to ask you a couple questions. So let's switch to ghost mode, right?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And spirits, hauntings, that kind of stuff.
That's my bang zone.
What are some Yeah, exactly. This is what your other podcast is all about. So when we think of places that get haunted,
Mm-hmm.
usually it's places that have had a lot of people move through the property.
Generally.
That kind of thing.
Yeah. Or the land. Yeah.
Right. Or there's been traumatic events.
Yep.
That's a good one. High emotions. A lot of times we find spiritual activity, particularly poltergeists, where there's teenagers
Mm-hmm.
because of that energy that they supposedly give off. And basically history
Mm-hmm.
of a place. Now, what is a place that would be very common, that would have had a lot of people through it, a lot of them teenagers, a lot of dramatic events, a lot of traumatic events, a lot of high emotions? Even us talking about these places, we have a lot of emotion and memory about them.
Mm-hmm.
What would be a place that would fit that bill?
School building.
Or a mall?
Or a mall. Yeah. Mall would fit.
Yeah, because you think teenagers go there all the time, or back in the day,
Yeah.
teenagers used to be at the mall. That was, if you watch, what was it, the third season of Stranger Things?
Yeah.
When they opened the Starcourt Mall and teenagers were going there from morning till night every day, especially during the summer. That used to be here. That used to be everywhere.
Yep.
And at those malls, there would be breakups. There'd be fights. There'd sometimes be violence. There were people who have the fondest memories of the mall. Maybe some people even had their best times there. You used to be able to go in the morning, eat, everyone go off in different directions. You were playing in the arcade.
Oh,
People
yeah.
were shopping. People were finding treasures that they kept all their life there. Like a lot of emotions going on in these buildings.
Oh, for sure.
Now, something interesting that I didn't know that I had found out, and I'm glad that we got on this topic, is because when you consider the amount of people who have had experiences time over time, separate people at the same location, one of the most common repeated hauntings have been abandoned malls.
Really?
Did you ever come across that? Yeah. Did you ever come across that statistic?
No, it was always for me. It was hospital, school buildings, hotels.
Yeah. I think this came about because it's become popular on YouTube now, but it's been that way for a long time. Urban explorers
Oh yeah, that's
who
where
go into abandoned malls.
Sam and Colby started their channels doing that.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And some creepy stuff happens at these abandoned malls. I've watched some that were not labeled as paranormal,
Mm-hmm.
but there's whole sections of malls that when they were abandoned, people didn't even know about, that weren't even cleaned out. Like people have gone into like bricked up locations and there was just shoes and boxes everywhere.
Oh wow.
Or there was old outdated electronics and stuff that had just been sealed off because I don't know if they thought they might come back for it, or it was being locked up as part of a bankruptcy sale.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, they're finding all this cool stuff, but some crazy stuff happens. I even saw a video. Wait, actually, I think you showed a video, maybe to me, of a guy who was walking through the mall as a security and he kept hearing children behind him. Like that kind of thing happens.
Yeah.
Here's some examples. I'm going to read you some examples from a single location, and then I'm going to tell you the location because I think you might know it.
Okay.
Which I think you're going to find interesting. 2 of the top haunted abandoned malls were in your state
Oh, really?
of the whole country. Yeah. So multiple visitors reported store music faintly playing years after the power had been shut off. That's pretty interesting because that's very specific music and it sounds very specific coming through the PAs. Because you mentioned earlier, blue light special.
Oh, yeah.
Like you just never hear that sound anymore.
No. And it's ingrained. Once you hear it, you know it.
Security guards allegedly experienced motion alarms triggering in sealed area sections of the building, even after the power had been cut and the service for the security had been turned off.
Oh, that's weird.
A number of photographers have widely circulated photographs of a shadow figure cross an upper balcony, only to review the footage later for video and pictures and find no one in them.
Oh, that's
And that
wild.
sort of mirrors kind of what we found out when we were in Tommy's room. Like sometimes you can't see something, but you can capture it on a
Mhm.
certain kind of camera.
Yep.
Or maybe you can see something and you can't capture it.
Yep.
That kind of thing there. This one's interesting because this particular mall was partially demolished
Mm-hmm.
before it was completely demolished. And you know that unique sound in a mall right before it's closing of someone walking down the hallways on that smooth
Mm-hmm.
cement floor, that clap, 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 clap.
Yep.
Well, people have gone to the demolished part of the mall where it's all gravel and grass, and they hear that same clop, 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 clop walking around them. Although it would be impossible for someone's footsteps to make that sound.
Yeah, for sure.
So this mall opened in 1975 and it was closed in 2008. So this is quite a while ago,
Mm-hmm.
but it wasn't demolished into 2017. And I want you to tell me if you've heard of Rolling Acres.
No.
So Rolling Acres Mall was in Akron, Ohio.
Oh, okay. So it's north. I wasn't real
Okay,
big
yeah.
up to the north. Akron for me is about 2.5 hours away.
Okay, yeah, this is Northeast Ohio.
Yep.
But this was one of the most famous abandoned malls in North America, and they have had literally hundreds of sightings of audio events and experiences while at that mall.
Oh, that's wild.
So people have been able to explore it since about 2009 to 2017, right before it got demolished, and even after it got partially demolished. And it's a pretty big multi-level one with gardens in it, all kinds of stuff. It was a pretty big mall. So let's see if you know this one, because this is the second most famous one. How far are you from North Randall?
I don't even know where that's at.
It's a suburb of Cleveland.
Oh, that's even farther north.
Oh, okay. So I guess these aren't as exciting to you as I thought they might be, but it was Randall Park Mall, which looks pretty big. So explorers here claim the temperature would drop suddenly in certain corridors from sweltering heat to bone-chilling cold.
Oh, wow.
People would hear children laughing near the old food court. And people often experience being watched from the second level as they pass through the mall. There was one account where a security guard found a door unlocked in a sealed wing after hearing footsteps over the radio. So I don't even know how that worked.
Yeah, that's weird.
But the people, like, this has had also probably like 50 or so different reports from this mall. And this is a giant one too. It had a lot of waterworks in there. Looks like multiple levels. We've got the Dixie Square Mall. This was featured in the Blues Brothers. If you watch that, or I don't know if you'd remember it, but Dixie Square Mall, which is in Harvey, Illinois, a suburb of Chicago. Security claimed metal gates rattled, open, and closed, locked, and unlocked themselves in the middle of the night.
Oh, that's weird.
Urban explorers described shadow beings moving in and out of former department stores, occupying space not projected on walls.
Oh, that's weird.
A few stories say people heard what sounded like a distant crowd, like the mall was still operating. Let's see what else we have here. Hawthorne Plaza Mall. Let's see. There was a film crew there, and their equipment started simultaneously malfunctioning in certain corridors. They were trying to do a news on it, the abandoned malls. Here's one that really creeps me out. People passing through. It was demolished. It was closed in 1999 and partially demolished a few years later. People still hear PA announcements with no active power.
That's so weird.
Can you imagine being where the Kmart is and it's partially destroyed and you still hear blue light special on jeans and accessories
Yeah, that would
in
be
the
crazy.
clothing section? So there was a night guard there at one point who quit his job and refused to come back, even with offers of higher pay, because he repeatedly saw someone on CCTV that wasn't there, even in the room he was in.
Oh, wow.
So imagine watching someone enter the room on CCTV that you are in, and you look up and they're not there, and you're just going back and forth. He absolutely refused to go back. This one is kind of interesting because it became a frequent filming location for apocalyptic movies, which sort of like increased its legend. So that was
I
the
bet.
Hawthorne Plaza Mall, which I don't have a location on right now, so I'd have to look that up later. But basically, these are all common things that happens on malls, and I can tell you, I've been to malls that were on the verge of closing.
Yeah.
Our mall here is not doing well, I wouldn't say. It's got a few flagships that keep it running. But last year, when I went back to Toronto, I went into some of the malls on Chinatown that used to be bustling,
Yeah.
like just full of people. And now they have like 2 or 3 stores in the whole mall. And you can walk great distances where you wonder, am I even supposed to be here?
Yeah. I've
And
done
it's
that.
eerie, dude.
It is spooky.
Eerie.
It's spooky for sure.
Like a place where so many people put so much of their heart and soul and time and have such awesome memories, and then it's empty.
Right.
Empty. It makes me think if there ever was an apocalypse, the whole world would feel like that, and that would be rough.
Well, if you think about it, a lot of the apocalyptic games, like the zombie games, they're almost always a section where you're in the mall.
Yeah. And what is it? Dawn of the Dead, one of the,
Yeah.
in my opinion, one of the great zombie movies, all in a mall, both the original and the remake.
Yep.
But yeah, it's weird. There's places, it's that liminal experience, like the liminal places, which by the way, the back rooms are becoming a movie soon. I don't know if you heard that by
I did
A24.
not hear that.
Yeah. But it's a weird thing. And I like to think of it like if you were someplace where you'd never thought you'd see a person and you see one, it will startle you.
Oh yeah.
If you're in the opposite, a place where there should be people and there's not,
Right.
it's unsettling.
Oh yeah, big time.
But yeah, pretty wild stuff. I personally, if I were to haunt a place, it could very well be the arcade in the old mall right in front of the Ninja Turtles arcade game.
That's such a nostalgic memory.
Yeah.
Turtles in Time.
Memories. Yeah. That was a good one.
Such a good arcade.
But yeah, wild stuff.
In fact, when we first started doing some of these things, Nick, if you remember, I bought mine at a mall.
Yeah. Yeah, they're still out there.
They're just few and far in between nowadays.
Yeah. They're a shadow of their former self.
For sure. Speaking of which, are you ready to open some?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm ready. Whose turn is it first this time around?
I did it first last time, so it's you. What did you go with this time?
Okay.
Did you go to your spot, Nick?
I did. I was able to get one more Stranger Things box.
Oh, Nick's taking a risk.
That is put out by Mystery Minis.
But
they said they'll have another shipment soon. So
did you tell them
I
you
should
was
be able
a
to get something else cool?
Reputable podcast company, Nick?
I think I've talked to him about it. I know they were very interested in seeing the video when we went on our trip.
Oh yeah.
She was like, don't tell them to come back with you. Because they will.
They'll come back. Don't do it.
Yeah, she said, I was like, I want them to. And she's like, don't say that. All right. Here we go. Who do you think it is? It could be any of these.
I will say, I think you're going to get Steve this time.
I got my finger on the head of it, and I think you might be right. Did I get Steve before?
No. You got our favorite guy.
I think your bloodstone is working.
Oh, yeah, we got a Steve Harrington. Look at that. It's our boy Steve.
With the tape in hand.
I got a bad feeling about mine
Steve.
because through the bag, I feel what feels like ears and a snout.
Uh-oh.
And I don't think there's any more that would feel like that.
Oh, you're thinking Wolfman again?
That's what I'm thinking.
Clap for the Wolfman.
Please be wrong.
Keep your eyes closed. I'll tell you if you're wrong. Oh, damn. The
Dang
Wolfman.
it. Dang it. I've got three of those now.
You could have a Wolfman collection.
I know.
That's a big thing.
Listen, I always said I was team werewolf. I didn't mean to this degree.
Yeah.
Okay, we can.
Yeah, you need some vampire to offset this.
No, I wouldn't go that far. Luckily, there is none of those. I wouldn't be able to buy it if there was. So far from this series, I've gotten the Devil Man, whatever his name is.
From the Black Phone.
The Black
awesome
Phone.
Movie.
I got
Mr. Michael Myers.
I got the Exorcist.
Oh, that's different.
Yeah, Michael Myers was season 1 and the Wolfman. So I've only gotten 3 from this series.
Have you got 3 Wolfmen, you said?
Yes. So
that's too many Wolfmen.
I got 3 Wolfmen. I got 1 of the Exorcist and 1 of the Black Phone. So far, out of 5, 3 of them, 3 of them are the Wolfmen.
I think the Black Phone one's the best.
I'm actually excited. The one that I really want is the Gremlin.
Yeah.
Because the Gremlins look cool. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. There's going to be another Gremlin soon.
I hope and pray.
I used to want to be a gremlin.
Why doesn't that shock me? Oh, man.
I know. I found out you can sort of be a gremlin, but only in attitude. So
I could see that. Well, hopefully y'all enjoyed the podcast. Wherever you listen to your podcast, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. Also, please be sure to share and tell all of your friends where you saw us at. Until we see you in the next podcast, goodbye.
Blue light special on goodbyes in the goodbye section.
Attention shoppers. Attention shoppers. Blue light special now engaged.
Man, that was so good. That's so good.